Eastern Europe.
Isn't this the Polish clip?
Eastern Europe.
Probably, yeah. Dali, yeah. That one was just really bad. It would make the weirdest looking. Yo, the babushka bottle flip. But it's still kind of stupid. I use ChatGPT.
A magical place where dreams, hopes, and aspirations go
Are like Balkans? I guess they are Eastern Europe.
to die, and ugly British men go to get laid. Its exact location is a bit controversial, as everyone from this group copes and pleads how they're Central Europe, but we all know everything east of Vienna is Russia in denial. Despite this, even though Eastern Europe has played a crucial role in educating the masses on how not to
That's kind of sad, right? We are Central.
organize their economies, very few people know the accurate stereotypes from the region, and very often resort to depicting everyone and anyone from this region.
I'm actually
as
so happy for Poland though, cause I feel like Poland's just done really well in the past couple of years with like economy and everything. What is this?
Russians with slightly different variations. So, to correct this mistake, here are Eastern European stereotypes explained.
Hungary. The
If
strongest
there's one country
boss in the
that constantly
galaxy.
seems to stir the pot in
Oh,
Europe,
goulash.
then that is none other than Hungary. Throughout Europe, Hungary as a country tends to have a reputation as a troublemaker when it comes to everything and anything political. The EU is voting to pass a new law that criminalizes chucking cats off bridges into a river? Well, guess
I don't know if Poland should be talking.
who's gonna veto that one? Who else but Hungary? As a
Wasn't there like a thing with Poland where EU is like they were telling Poland to do something, and then Poland was like, "Nah, we're not doing that." Then the EU got mad. Yeah, Poland has developed. Yeah, they have.
The people, though, the
We have.
Hungarians are usually stereotyped as being quite cold, reserved, apprehensive, and don't like to venture out of their own circle. Throughout the Balkans, they're not the most well known for being able to speak a different
It's
language.
interesting because Hungarian people, they just came like from the steppe, right? They just settled in like Hungary area, and then like, yep, we have a totally different language. We're just chilling here in the middle of
Other than Hungarian, because
Of
of
like
everyone and
Slavic
anyone
people.
makes fun of them for it.
Mit csinálsz egy kicsőkészter, hogy kücsöcsestje.
Alongside of this, the Hungarians are renowned for their pessimism. No matter how good things are going, how nice something is, Hungarians will always find a reason to think it's not going to last, and everything will collapse into misery and suffering. Sort of
Oh my
like the
God.
last relationship.
That's
This is
like
so
everyone
prevalent
in Eastern
throughout
Europe.
the Hungarian psyche that there is even a saying about this in Hungarian, Sírva vigod a magyar, which roughly translates to, the Hungarian is jolly while crying. Essentially, they're like a bunch of emos who, instead of dressing in all black and having a questionable hairstyle, have to stick sour cream in everything they eat and speaking a language of the Martians from Mars Attacks.
Nie nam pičok pivu na stůl,
If you've ever seen a man on a hot summer day strutting down the city, rocking the renowned socks and
Bro, there's this one clip from I think like Slovakia or Slovenia or Czech. I don't know. The one, the koleso. Ujebaj mi koleso.
sandals combo, alongside with a
So
white
funny.
wife beater and a mullet, then my friend, you've encountered a Czech. Throughout the Slavic world, the Czechs are seen as the most composed of the bunch, except for maybe the Slovenians. But we all know what goes on
What?
there, so we don't count them.
What's going on in Slovenia?
Except for maybe the Slovenians.
Yo, Slovenia's got
But
Stuff
we
to
all know what
explain.
goes on there, so we don't count them. While other Slavs love to spend their time in bars and pubs drinking the most disgusting, revolting, gag reflex inducing brandy or vodka that
Casual.
grandpa personally spent their weekend brewing and ended up making in a tub whose fumes blinded the entire
Bro, what is that? That looks completely
grandpa
disgusting.
personally spent their weekend brewing and ended up making in a tub whose fumes blinded the entire village for 5 days.
Drma, a? A to je domáća, majku, ti jebem. kad sam je peko cijela ulica halucinirala.
Bro, this clip, I love this clip.
To si robiš? Ujeli mi koleso! Gdje vam moje koleso? Dajte mi koleso!
Dajte mi moje koleso!
To si robiš? Ujeli mi koleso!
3 dana od isparenja. 40 ljudi prijavilo policiji da je vidjelo boginju Šivu.
The Czechs instead like to drink good old beer.
I have a German accent, and so of course I like beer.
Living in such close proximity to the Germans made them stereotyped as the most functional among the Slavs, and the most stuck up as well. Many even just like to call them Slavic-speaking Germans. And if you're ever in Czechia, don't shy away from saying this to the locals. They'll absolutely adore you for it.
Yeah. Poland.
If the Czechs are the Slavs who have their shit the most together, then the Poles would be the most unhinged. Well, in the US, Poles are usually stereotyped as being slow and not having the best of brain function. In Europe, they are stereotyped as the most hyperactive, high-energy, spastic.
ADHD on
Every time you
steroids.
log on the internet and find some bizarre fever dream-ass clip on it, such as a homeless guy being spray-painted silver, a guy screaming at some poor lost animal in the city, or just
Robert.
simply annoying the tram driver, you just know it originated from Poland. Besides operating on another plane of existence, the Poles are also stereotyped as being extremely religious. Today, the country is one of the most Catholic countries in the world, and by far in Europe. As
Yeah,
a result,
dude, this map is insane. There's like a picture of like how many pubs in UK compared to how many churches in Poland.
the Poles tend to take Catholicism quite seriously. This essentially originates from Poland being constantly invaded, annexed, and divided amongst its neighbors. As such, the church was the mainstay of Polish language, tradition, heritage, culture, and literature. Because of this, the church
sad,
came to
but-
play a big part of life for Poles, and as a result, helped in the creation of this stereotype.
JP second.
Now, you think that a group of countries that is located this far east on the continent would accept that they are Eastern Europe, but
Yeah.
no,
Bro,
not-
I had a Lithuanian friend. And I was like, bro, you're basically like Slavic. Like, you're in Eastern Europe, whatever. Bro, he's Lithuanian. He's like, nope, I am Nordic
Far
country. I'm
east
like,
on
okay,
the
bro.
continent would accept that
Okay,
they're
then.
Eastern Europe, but no, we're not Eastern Europe, we're Northern Europe.
This is
we're
so
Nordic,
true.
bro. Please. But regardless of what their European pronouns are, one thing is for certain: their food is a cardinal sin against humanity and everything good and holy. If you want your plate to look like something that came out from the chum bucket, the Baltic cuisine is the food
Oh
for
my
you.
God,
As
bro.
a whole, the people are also known as professional Russia haters. Pray to God that if you ever enter in a competition on hating Russia, that your opponent isn't an Estonian. But considering the Russians more or less tried to wipe their entire culture and people off the face of the earth, it's kind of expected. Next up, we have Moldova. Now, if you ever seen someone online describe themselves as Balkan/Eastern European and create content about that region without ever specifying from what country they're from exactly, then my friend, you've stumbled upon a Moldovan. Essentially, Moldovans are stereotyped as basically Russified Romanians. Although they might speak Romanian, have the same culture as Romanians, and share the same genes as Romanians, if you're Romanian, good luck trying to decipher anything someone with a Chisinau accent said. They're also known as the world's biggest drinkers as well, and to
Holy.
be fair, if most of your country look like an endless doomer
Yeah.
montage, you drink too. It also doesn't help that they are some of the best makers of wine, for which they were known throughout the Soviet Union.
Oh my
Depending on
god.
whether you're a batshit insane liberal or a completely demented conservative, you either think that the Ukrainians are the most perfect heroic heroes that are fighting to keep our democratic freedoms, and if you so much as say anything slightly critical of the country, you are a piece of shit Botnik that should go and lick the dirt off of Putin's boots and die! Or that they're the most corrupt Nazi sympathizers in the world, that the global elite, consisting of Klaus Schwab, Biden, Ursula von der Leyen, and Taylor Swift, is
What is
using
Taylor
as
Swift?
their pawns in an effort to achieve complete and utter world domination. And Zelensky himself is actually a shape-shifting
What is
fascist
this
lizard
video?
man who eats US gold reserves for breakfast. However, if you haven't been lobotomized and take modern political discussion out of the equation, Ukrainians are generally
Hassan.
stereotyped as everyone else in Eastern Europe,
I hate that
being
guy.
cold, living in gray Minecraft blocks, and eating everything and anything that's been stuffed in a barrel with vinegar for half of the year. Amongst the Western world, their women are known for their beauty and charm, therefore the country is a cesspool of wannabe alpha male passport bros that make YouTube videos on how to pick up a trad wife Ukrainian girl, and not one of those icky, stinky, dinky American girls that only know how to charge their phone, twerk, be bisexual, eat hot chip, and lie. Apparently they also eat a lot of pig lard and borscht.
Once again, I would like to make this very clear. I am gay.
In the past, your average Russian was stereotyped as a cold, goofy man with a thick accent that does stupid shit in the tundra, such as wrestling a bear, driving like a fucking idiot, drink copious amounts of vodka, and
One
pass
shot of
out
vodka.
in the most random of places. However, ever since Putin just had to go and conquer more territory because God knows Russia being the largest country by landmass doesn't have enough of it, the Russians have started to be stereotyped as essentially an incompetent fire nation that can't even conquer the Southern Water Tribe, let alone bossing say. Brain-dead liberals stereotype them as the second coming of the Huns and as the scourge of the earth, while cognitively inhibited conservatives perceive them as some conservative value-fighting crusaders who are here to free the world from wokeism and slay the evil stinkman Zelensky, who has almost sucked the entire Federal Reserve dry. At the end of the day, if you have a pulse, you probably have your own stereotype about these guys. In conclusion, and yeah, those would be some of the more popular stereotypes about these countries. If you enjoyed this video, as always, give it a like
man,
and smash
that was
the
a
subscribe
good
button.
video.
And if you really enjoyed it, become a member like these ones.
I love how,
My name is Janusz, and you've watched Living Ironically in Europe.
I love how honest this video was, though. Like, didn't pick a side. You know, we have like some political thingies going on in Eastern Europe, but I like they didn't pick a side. Like, it was pretty honest. Not gonna lie.